Hello, this is Melissa, your insurance exam queen, and we are here on this channel to help make sure you can pass your insurance exam with ease and confidence.
Insurance policies are said to be in favor of the insured because any ambiguity in the wording is usually resolved how? Okay, so insurance policies are written by the insurance companies. The insurance companies are the only ones who are allowed to say what is in the contract. So if they write it in a way that is confusing or unclear, and then they sell it to you and you buy it, and then you're reading it and it's like, wait a minute, this is confusing or unclear, and you file a claim for that. So let's say they're like, we'll cover you if this happens, and then that happens, but like the wording on it is weird, like we'll cover it if this, but then that, but then not quite, or something. Like the wording around it is all weird as hell. And you're like, well, is it covered or not? It seems like it would be covered. And they're like, no, it's only covered if this. And they argue with you. Because insurance contracts are legally binding, you could actually sue them. So you can sue them and go to a judge and say, look, judge, I bought this policy. The wording here is unclear. And that's what ambiguity means. Ambiguity, that's a word you're going to see, so you want to be comfortable with it. Ambiguity, ambiguous, is like unclear. It's very similar to the word like androgynous. Androgynous is where it's like you look at somebody and it's like they're kind of dressed like a boy but also dressed like a girl, and it's like you can't really tell they're not in favor of one or the other. That's what ambiguity is. It's unclear. I can't quite tell. It's a little bit confusing. Okay. I like to be androgynous. There's times where I look very masculine and times where I look very feminine, and then I love to mix the two. But anyway, ambiguity is it's not clear. It's confusing. It's not one or the other. I'm not quite sure. So ambiguity is I'm not sure. So when the contract is confusing or unclear and they're not willing to pay a claim, you can go to a judge, you can sue the insurance company, and the judge will side in your favor if it is unclear. So if it's confusing or unclear, the wording is not correct, or there's something weird about the wording, the judge will side on your favor, okay? This is related to adhesion. Adhesion means to adhere, to stick to. And there's two sides. I like to think of adhesion as double-sided stick tape. One side, the insurance company has to stick to what they said. So if the insurer said, we'll cover you for this, they have to cover you for that. If what they said is confusing or unclear, that's their fault. And they need to take care of the claim, and that's what a judge will say. The other sticky side of the double stick adhesion tape is that the insurer has to stick to the whole policy, that they can't say, remove that part for me, but keep this part for me. I like that coverage, but I don't like that coverage. You can't change the policy. You have to buy it as it is. So contract of adhesion says, this is the policy, this is how it is. And if we say we're going to cover you, we're going to cover you. That's what adhesion says. And because the insurer, and another part of what adhesion says is only the insurer is allowed to write the contract. No one else is allowed to write it. No one else is allowed to put their words in it. So if their words are confusing, it falls on them to be responsible for that confusion. And that's what this statement is talking about. Insurance policies are in the favor of the insured because ambiguity, if there's any confusion or unclear, so it's contracts of adhesion is our correct answer here. Okay, and again, if you have a question, put it in the chat box, or if you want to chat with me about a question, just say unmute me so we can talk about it.